No, but seriously.
Welcome back to No, but seriously.
The podcast that keeps it honest, keeps it real, but not too serious.
I'm Jamaica.
And I'm Anna. Welcome back to part 2.
Yeah. And Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. Welcome 2024. Hopefully we started the year right.
Hopefully. We'll see. This is a continuation to our last episode where we just wrapped up 2023 and talked about everything that kind of happened in our lives. And so this time we are just going to talk about what we're looking forward to for this year, what we're hoping for, what we want to work on. And all of that.
All of that good stuff for this upcoming year.
Yeah. Not like resolutions, but hopes and aspirations for the year.
A little deeper.
Yeah. I do usually, make a list of goals. I used to write down goals and then like on a piece of paper and then put it somewhere where I would like find it later in the year, but then I would always forget where I put it and never find it. But I do think I still have one in the kitchen from like years ago.
I just started doing vision boards a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Initially, I always did it on Canva, on my phone. So I would have it on my phone. Mm-hmm. But the beginning of 2023, I actually put it like on paper and put it like in my room. So when I wake up, I see it every day. What I didn't do that I wish I could have done is like, some people would like put a check mark on their pictures. Oh yeah. To show like what, actually happened or came true, in the year of 2020 or whatever year it was, which I didn't do. I kind of just like ripped it up and like, okay, new year, let me, do it. So I did do it again this year or this upcoming year, a vision board to help me really focus on what I need and want to do.
Yeah. I did a vision board for 2023. I don't know how much of it I actually did. But I did one and it was on my phone, so I saw it every day. But weight loss, it was on there, and so I did do that. And I am hoping that this year I reach, my goal. I told you, like, I have a number in mind, but honestly, I just want my body composition to be at a place where I'm just happy with it. So whatever that number is, when I'm happy with it, is what I'm going to be okay with. But I do have a number in mind. So, and so I'm getting closer and closer to it. I want to, be at the gym more consistently. I have a goal of 3 times a week, so we'll see how consistent I can be with that.
It's hard.
But I am counting swimming for that, and I will continue swimming lessons. And so, hopefully this year I know how to swim. And by knowing how to swim, I mean like jumping in the deep end and being able to come out of it on my own.
Because I told Jamaica, I don't feel the floor. Nope, I'm not going near it.
Yeah, and then being able to like swim from one end to the other without any like flotation devices. So those are my 2 goals, or 2 specific things that I want to be able to do where I could be like, I know how to swim. So, but it's going really well and I'm excited.
That's good.
Yeah. I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, well, I might actually be able to swim after this. And the instructor is really, really good. And he is Black. And I think the place is Black owned. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the place is Black owned. So, and I'm really happy about that too. So if anybody wants to know about those lessons, just send us a message on our social media.
At MBS Pod. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah. If you want to know about that, or if you want to know about Anna's twerk classes.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Danielle.
Yes.
Does she even listen to our podcast?
I don't know. I mean, I just recently added her on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I know she has reacted to a couple of stuff I posted. I don't know if I've added her and I've posted about the podcast yet. I know me and her haven't had conversations to the point where I brought it up. Mm-hmm. But she is on Instagram, so maybe one day she will.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are the things. I do want to try new stuff too, like, and make sure I continue trying new stuff. But I feel like I always do the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. Not even just like activity wise, but like eating, like, I eat the same food, the same foods all the time. So I do want to start like trying new foods, and trying new activities. Like I said in the last episode, like, I want to make sure that I am not just saying I want to do something, but actually doing it. So that I feel like that is, I don't want to say mantra, but like that is my phrase for the year, is like doing the things instead of wanting to do the things.
I hear you.
So I like that.
Yeah. So you for that, instead of the vision board, why don't you print it out?
Yeah.
And hang it like in your room or
something. Yeah, doing the things instead of wanting to do things. Yeah. And I always have a financial goal. I do think my relationship with money gets better and better each year. And so I do have more and more financial goals. My focus this year financially is getting my credit card debt down. I think last year was more on like saving, which I did, which put me in a position to like recover from what I went through. But yeah, this year is to pay down my credit card debt.
Same. I think for me it's the credit card debt for sure. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I had two very big trips. And I ended up opening up a new credit card because apparently, like, foreign exchange, whatever, like, some credit cards charge you when you, like, were to buy something out of the U.S., which I didn't know. So I did a lot of investigation, and Chase had one of the best ones. So I had to open up a new credit card, which put me in, in credit card debt. So that's one of my goals. And bringing on my credit score up. Making sure that it's where it needs to be and not, like, it's not horrible, it's not bad, but I'm trying to be at my best.
Yeah, mine is actually pretty good, and I'm happy about that. I mean, I obviously want it to keep going up so I can, get whatever I want.
Right.
But I'm pretty much like pretty close to that place where I could, like, they would give me something.
Right. I've never been declined anything.
I'm talking about an expensive something.
Oh no, right. Like I agree with what you said too. Like, my relationship with money has been okay. That's why I've been able to do half of the stuff I've been able to do. But the credit card debt, bringing my credit score up, and then I do want to be able to get to a point where, because in my delusional self,
oh Lord,
if I'm being real, like, I'm bougie, like, as fuck.
Very.
Like, and I like the luxury. I like, a lot of that stuff. And in my head, I was like, if I have that taste, I was meant to live it. Like, I was meant to live that life. So I want to be able to be at a state where I'm making enough and, like, I'm able to save money, right? But to me, the savings is like, that's emergency. I can't touch that, you know?
Right, yeah.
So I want able to have, like, quote unquote, my checking account to a point where I'm like, oh, I want to go get a Louis Vuitton bag. Great. I'm just going to walk, you know, great. Without me having to like think about like,
saving for it.
Yeah. Right. So that's why I'm like, if I've dreamt that, I've had those thoughts and I'm able to. And look, I've been trying my best to do stuff like live in that lifestyle in a way, also without breaking my bank. Like, I'm not dumb and I'm not gonna go freaking you know, be buying Louis bags like every week. No.
Yeah.
But just like even with like the places I'm around or the people I'm surrounded with, like also not just rich as in a conversation and stuff like that, but also with the same mentality of like we're trying to do better. You know, versus like, are we gonna stay in the same, you know, like, no, bro, like you gotta be with people that want to do better and continue to do better, which has helped
people who are doing the things instead of wanting to do things.
Right. So that's helped too.
That's our quote all year.
Because even like for example, like some of the newer bars that we've been going to recently, they're not like Camino bars, you know, like
they're very different vibe. Which is good, I think, for us to like not always do the same thing, you know, like I really, you know, we want to meet different people. I
think we're trying to attract specific men, you know?
Yeah. And so we can't do that if we keep going to the same places. So that, I mean, I just want to make sure that I, you know, continue to try, you know, new things. Because I also want to make like friends this year. Like I told myself 2. Well, obviously if I make more, that's great. But I want to make like 2 friends, not like 2 people I can be friendly with, you know, like
genuine friendship.
Yeah, like genuine friendships with 2 people. And so, yeah.
See, my goal is trying to figure out who's staying in the long run and who's not. You know, that's where my mindset is right now. Because certain people have left. Like I didn't say that in the last episode. Certain people have left. Certain people are coming back. Yeah, you know. So it's like trying to figure out where are we headed. You know, with some of those people.
Yeah, and if you should be headed anywhere.
Right.
And I feel like I've gotten to a place where I've like weeded everybody out. Honestly, I don't really have many friends. I'm friendly with a lot of people, but I don't have many friends. And so I do want to be a little bit more intentional this year about like making new friends and like not just like anybody, but like you said, friends that are like either doing things that I want to be doing, like friends that like will motivate me, you know, that type of stuff. Friends that are working on the stuff that I'm working on, that type of stuff.
They have that same mentality, you know, like that's where I'm at too. Like, you know, so I know that's for 2024, just continuing to do that. Because I have friends that, you know, how you say they want to live a certain lifestyle and stuff, but then they're not.
Yeah, they're not doing this. You always want the things, and I get it. I mean, I've been there, but at some point you got to start doing it. You know,
right? So that's
setting yourself up to be able to do it. You know, because that's how I used to be about. I would never really have. I mean, I would never really have the excess of money to like do the things that I wanted. So I would always be like scrambling to like.
See, am I delusional?
And I would just do it, right? But then I'll be scrambling and freaking out about money. Right. But now, like, my relationship with money has changed so much that I do have, you know, more of a cushion to where, like, you know, I can't be doing everything I want, but, like, there's room in the budget to be doing things. Whereas before, there was no budget. It was just, like, I pay all my bills, but, like... If I want to go do this thing, I'm going to go do it whether I got money or not.
I'm going to be in the negatives.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, I don't, you know, I've been there before. I've been in the negatives. I hear y'all people out, you know. It really depends on your relationship with money, you know. I've been there. It sucks.
And it's rough. It's a rough life. And I'm just like, I'm glad that I'm to a point where I don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. Like, you know, where I was able to, like, quit my job without a plan because I had a little bit of a cushion. Not much, but, you know, a little bit enough that I didn't have to, like, panic.
Right. And then this upcoming year, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I don't know when technically this would come out, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this.
Oh, Lord.
But fuck it, whatever.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to hear it.
I'm like, who's actually going to hear this, you know?
Oh, jeez. I'll cut it out if it's something bad.
I mean, I don't know if it is or isn't, but basically, I work at a school, right? One, I don't get paid in the summer. People think I get paid in the summer. I do not.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have the option because people are like, didn't you have the option to like...
Right, that's what I thought. Some people get the option to get paid
so
all
apparently
year round.
that ended like years ago, that option. But our contract, because we were part of a union, our contract is coming up to I guess like it's ended. They renew the contract, I think, every 4 years. Because the last time I started at CPS, they were up to renew their contract, ended up on strike. Was 2 weeks without pay at my new job.
Right, and who got time for that?
Right.
It's one thing if I choose to go without pay, but
right.
I don't even know y'all yet.
So our right, I was like, I'm about to cross the picket line. I don't even fuck with y'all like that. But you know, it's, you know, apparently you get really shamed for it, but whatever. Anyway,
you cannot do.
Right.
Do you want to be at that school next year?
At this school or in CPS
in a
overall?
School, yeah.
I do want to stay in a way with CPS, just because, one, we do have that union representation if things go down, if things were to go down, right? I do get not only, what is it, like a 401, but what's the other one, like a pension, right? Every year we do get a raise, and I've known teachers earning about more than 100K. So I'm sitting there like, I should be getting that money.
You know you ain't gonna be getting that money.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, I do the job of 3 different people.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm over here worrying about if this kid's getting their medication or not, but their counselor does not even care. Doesn't even know that the student is here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should be getting paid the 100K. But I do want to move up though. I do want to move up. I don't
move up where? Like where would you be moving up?
I want to move up to the point where I'm in some type of area where I'm supporting other people in my position.
Oh, okay.
Like helping them understand, right? Like, you know, yes, it's difficult, but this is what has worked for me. Let's try this and help those people, right? And then also like really push for like teachers and other staff to be trained in restorative practices, because if only 2 people in the whole school are trained, or 2 people in the whole school are doing the work, it's not helping. Like,
I would like to have, I hope that at some point next year we could have a teacher come on our podcast, because we've talked about, like, you know, classroom management, and, you know, like teachers basically need to like be counselors too. Like you can't just teach like these
right,
kids.
And I'm not asking them to fully be counselors, right? You know, but at least
there needs to be some level of it. And I think there, at least in my experience, there has been teachers who just solely, you need to learn this material, you know, like, and not, I don't think that they always see the kid.
Right. But to me, it's like, I just need you to build a relationship with this kid.
Right.
Like, that's all I need you to do.
But that goes beyond teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
That's what they just want to teach.
Right. That I agree with you. Like, there's some teachers that I agree that just purely want to teach, right? And I'm over here like, I just need you to build a relationship with the student, because if you don't have a relationship, how are you going to be like it's... like, you can't just be like, go sit down and yell at them when you have a relationship with that student. You know, they're human beings and they have feelings as well. They have emotions just like you do as an adult, you know? And yes, I completely understand. It is hard for teachers. They have 30 kids in a classroom.
Yeah, nobody's saying that their job is easy, but I also think that, I mean, you have interactions with teachers. I've had interactions with teachers because I counsel kids. And so, I mean, I just think it would be interesting if we could have a teacher, or even a former teacher, Chicago teacher, not just like, anybody.
I was saying I don't want a Catholic teacher up in here.
A CPS teacher or a former CPS teacher to just like come and not necessarily talk about CPS or anything, but like just talk about your perspective in teaching and just like have, you know, like just a real conversation about that.
Well,
I hope that, yeah.
I was gonna say I would.
I think we need somebody neutral, not somebody at your school.
I was gonna say it'll cause conflict if
No, I'm saying somebody neutral. And I know a teacher, but somebody who like wants to continue to teach. The person I'm thinking about doesn't want to teach, so.
But then that might give us a perspective as to why they want to stop teaching.
Because I don't think they want to be a teacher to begin with.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
At least that's my understanding. So, but
I can probably get a teacher from another school. I know I have a old coworker that has the same position as me at a school by Little Village, and I can ask them to see if maybe they have a relationship with any teachers that might be open to it.
Yeah. I mean, we do know a teacher, but she's a SPED teacher, and that's a little bit different.
I think that's way different.
Yeah. Different than what we're talking about. Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, maybe, but that's, I mean, I do want, you know, that's part of what
that'll be one of our 2024 goals to get a teacher on this podcast.
To get a teacher on our podcast.
Maybe.
So if you're a teacher in Chicago and you're listening to this, send us a message.
Yes.
Because we would honestly love to hear.
And can I just like have another like qualification?
Yeah.
Yes. Can it be from a Black or brown community? Up on the north side is very different behaviors than in, you know, the south side, southwest side, west side. Like it's very different.
Yeah. Different resources, different children, different opportunities. Wow. Yes.
That's just another qualification to throw out there.
I guess I thought that went without saying, but it needs to be said. You're right.
Yes, before I get somebody from like Steinmetz or something.
But Steinmetz be wild too.
Right.
We used to work with Steinmetz.
Right.
Be wild too.
But I remember in Steinmetz it was a lot of like substance use. I'm more substance use is a big thing, and CPS is trying to tackle it on. But I'm more of like the behaviors. Like when you are high, there is no behavior sometimes. Like you asleep in your chair.
Yeah.
You know, or you're asking for all these snacks.
But that is a behavior though too, because there's a reason they're getting high.
Right. But I want to see more of like stuff in the classroom, because that's that classroom management.
That's the perspective I want to hear about. It's like how do you
manage a kid continue to get up from the chair?
Like how do you manage classroom management while also trying to teach, and do you try to develop relationships with, you know, like, or is your sole focus just on teaching? If that is it, like, I really just want to hear it from somebody. So yeah, if whoever is listening is a teacher or knows a teacher, send them our way, because we would love to do that. Because we've worked with teachers professionally too, so I think that would help us professionally too. So while we're talking about our podcast, I do want to grow our podcast more. So I do want to do more episodes. I know I told you I have a goal of at least doubling our episodes for the year that we did from last year. I mean, if we do more, that's great, but the goal is to double them.
At least for me, I do want to bring in more people to give us different perspectives on things. And even possible somebody that, you know, is white for a topic.
Why you say it like that?
Because, like, I feel like we're not surrounded by
white people. We aren't.
You know, and you know, I feel like maybe getting a perspective on, you know, well, I don't know the topic yet, right? But like really jumping into that diversity, you know, and like really. Yeah, we might get mad at the end of the episode, you and I, but you know, I just want to hear some perspective on something that maybe we're not aware of, and really open up our our minds.
I mean, but I think that we are pretty open to difficult conversations. Even, hearing things that we might not necessarily like or agree with. I think we're pretty down to have the conversation at least.
Right. And I at least for me, I can say thank you for that for Leo, because he really pushes us.
Yeah, he makes us, hear things when we don't want to hear them. Or at least, that's what I've gotten from him, his friendship. So, yeah. So I want to grow our podcast. I kind of want to move. I mean, dating will just be a part of our life, but I do want to move away from what has happened, and if we're talking about dating, I want to talk about like how we're navigating it moving forward, and just, leave, at least for me, I just want to leave my relationships where they are, or my past relationships where they are. But I do hope to date this year, to seriously date, not just like somebody being like, oh, I like you, or, I'm interested in you, and then don't have no follow up. Like, I don't have time for that. And I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I'm so over that. Like, I do want to date somebody, like, date people who have genuine interests, and who, I mean, it's along the lines of the friendship things, who will like elevate me, like, I feel like I have like, this is going to sound so bad, but it's not. I feel like I've dated out of my league, like below my league.
I mean,
I feel like
I was thinking the same, but
I have like adjusted myself down instead of having men who either are at my level or above. And so that is my focus this year, is to not date down. Like, I feel like I've always been with the guy that's trying to figure it out, or that don't know what the fuck they doing, and that's fine if you're there. That is fine. I get it. We've all been there. But like, have a plan. Have, be doing some action, something. Like.
But also like significant action. Like
be doing the things, not wanting to do the things.
But even, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of like my ex, for example, right? He, had a decent job, right? Was he good at it? No. Like, and he acknowledges it, okay, that he was not good at it. And unfortunately stuff happened, right? And he ended up having to move back to the city. He's back living at his parents' house, which, regression isn't bad all the time, and he's trying to figure it out. But it's also like, to what extent are you trying to figure out, and what effort are you putting in? Yeah.
Instead of just saying I'm trying, or I don't know, like, does it go further than that?
Right. That, that's where I'm at, like, and then going back to like what you said, right? Like dating below our league. I can say, at least for me, I felt like that, like, and not even like the attractiveness wise, like
no, yeah, I'm not talking about that at all. Yeah,
I'm not a 10 out of 10, y'all. Like, I get that, right? There's other girls that are way prettier than me, right? But like, I also know my worth, and I'm starting to realize what I actually can bring to the table, more than just, what I guess what men are expecting, right? Like, I'm like, bro,
more than just sex,
right? Yeah. But and the men that I have dated in the past are men that don't necessarily know what they want when it comes to me, aside from sex, right? Which I'm like, sex isn't a bad thing. Like, if you want to have sex with me, so just be honest with me, and then we'll figure it out from there, right? But like, don't.
It's the
like, in a way, manipulation, right? Like, and that's where I'm like. You have to go through it to understand, right? That now you're like, oh shit, like, that's not gonna continue anymore. Yeah. But I'm like, no, I need to attract better men that are willing to be like, hey, I like you. I have feelings for you, and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. You know, not I like you, I have feelings for you. Okay, cool. And then
that's it. It's just I like you and I have feelings for you.
Right. But like, so are we gonna go on a date?
Right.
Are you going to show me and pursue me? Because if you tell me this and I don't see flowers within the week, then you're not showing me nothing, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean too with like dating out of my league. Like, you aren't even doing the things that I know I'm worth, you know? Yeah, you know, it's one thing about having your life together. I feel like I've dated dudes who didn't have their life together, and that was just not a place where I needed to be, you know? And so that's one thing. The other thing is dudes who somewhat have their life together, but won't move past the I like you and I'm interested in you, and like maybe something could happen, you know? Like, okay, well, shit, I know that. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, and do you have the time for it? If you don't have the time for it, then say that. Like, don't pretend like you have the time for it.
Right.
You know?
That's where I'm like, bro.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, dating up.
Right. And I need more than the bare minimum. Like, I'm not, you know, gonna date less than that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm over it. Like, you know, which I did end up meeting a guy, and I was telling Jamaica this, just kind of the conversations me and him were having, where I was like, whoa, like this completely changed. And I'm like, if I'm able to attract a man that's actually doing what I would want him to do without me asking, that means that there are men out there like that. And, you know, we are able to attract those type of men. Because then our conversation continued, and he was asking me all the right questions to try to actually get to know me, versus like, what's your favorite sex position, you know, like, and he was like, how many siblings do you have, you know, what do you like about your job, and things like that, versus all these other dumb questions. Well, not dumb, but
but the small talk questions.
And I'm like, man.
So yeah, I am looking forward to dating. Whether or not, I don't know if I'm hoping to be in a relationship next year. If that happens, great. But I am like looking forward to, one, intentionally dating, but also dating up from where I have been in the past. So, and that, you know, that's what I need too. I feel like, you know, I could avoid a lot of things if I just pay attention to the red flags. You know, and, you know, my therapist has, you know, asked me, like, what red flags do you think you just missed or whatever? And, like, that's the thing. I don't think I missed them. Like, I noticed them, you know, and mentally made a note of them. And then I just excused them away, talked them away, overthought them away, you know, like, whatever. But I saw them, you know, and I just want to make sure that I don't just ignore that this year. And so, yeah.
And I want to be actually open to like dating, because I think the last date I actually went on, I don't think I was open to it. I think I was just, if I'm being real, I think I was just bored. And I wanted a free meal, if I'm being very honest with it. Because I look back now and I'm like the last date I like genuinely had was with this dude that's a cop in a suburb, you know, which I'm like, I would never
date you. No, just
I would not, you know, like what is going on, you know?
All offense to cops in the suburbs. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, and I'm like, he was from Simone. So I'm telling you, Simone's is a spot.
But he lied.
No, he did lie.
Yeah,
he did lie. What he was saying, he worked at
he
CPS,
was a teacher
and
or some
all that
shit.
stuff.
You a cop.
Turns out you a cop, and you tell me like later on.
I'd rather say you a cop and then you end up being a teacher. Like, not the other way around.
Right. So yeah, so I don't think I was open to it, and I think it clearly showed because nothing happened after that. You know, I mean, partly because I'm like, well, you lied and you're a cop, and I don't know how I feel about all of this.
You lied and you're a cop,
right? So I'm like, you know, aside from all of that though, I don't think I was open to it, and I think I was just like, I'm bored. Let me go get a free meal, and you know, and continue right, like with my day.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting more. I wasn't expecting him to ask me out on a second date. It was just like, it is what it is. Yeah. No, he wasn't a cop from the suburb. He was a cop from CPS. I mean, like, not CPS.
Chicago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Previous to that, I went on a date with a guy that was a cop in the
suburbs. Yeah.
What's with these cops?
You gotta stay away from them. But, yeah, so I do hope our dating lives for both of us look better. Whether or not we end up with somebody, I just feel like I hope the overall dating experience looks better for both of us.
And I hope these red flags aren't as huge red flags. Like, these red flags better be like, he forgot to open the door for me. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. I don't want another headache or like a messy situation.
Jeez.
Like, I'm tired of that.
I can't go back to that.
No.
Like, I can't. And I just, honestly, I just rather be alone.
Right. That's where I'm at.
I just rather be alone.
Like, I am literally at that point where it's like, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through another heartbreak that's like hurtful. Like, I'd rather at this point just be alone and call it a day, bro. Like,
yeah. So I do want to, you know, work on, you know, that feminine energy too, so that I don't have.
I don't know what I was doing at that holiday party, but 2 people came up to me. I'm like,
but so that we don't have those moments where like it feels like we're men.
I don't know, but I've been tapping into, because I was in Jamaica too. I had gone out with a friend, and the bartender just randomly looks at me, and then he's like, "Do you want to try some wine?" And I was like, "Sure." You know, and he gave me it wasn't a glass of wine, right? Because we were at a bar, so it was like the little like plastic cups, I guess. And he gave me wine. It was, you know, and not me tapping into my feminine energy. What type of wine is it? Oh, this wine is really good. You know, like. Yeah. And he was like, "You want more or not?" You know, at that point I was like, "No, it's okay." You know, but like I'm like, okay, like just tapping into this, and just go with the flow, and don't like. These conversations don't have to lead to like, let me get your number or anything like that. It's honestly more or less of like, he sees you as a woman and he's going to, you know, just talk to you to talk, you know?
Yeah. And I really want to work on being a little softer. That's why I'm like trying to make sure I wear makeup more. I feel more feminine when I wear makeup. So like trying to wear makeup more again, trying to wear heels when I go out. Like,
and I'm trying to be more appreciative of even the small things sometimes, like specifically coming from men. Like I'm trying to be, and actually be like appreciative with my like body gesture and stuff like that. Because I can be like, "Oh, thank you," you know, like, but you know, just kind of being like, "Oh, thank you," you know, like I really appreciate that, versus like, "Oh, thanks," you know, and going ahead
and accepting the help when they offer it. I know that I haven't always been good. Well, I'm not good about asking for help in general, but when a man offers it, I do want to work on like, you know, I do need this, you know, like.
I've been telling Jamaica to just
with this.
Say it out loud, like just be like, "This is what I need."
Yeah. It's hard though. It's hard, you know, because I mean, as somebody with anxiety, I overthink everything. On top of it already being hard for me to ask for help from anybody. And
it's funny because I'm like the opposite. Like I do, in a way, have a sense of anxiety, right? You know. But the thing for me is that I'm very impulsive. So like I'll just like, and then later on I'm like, "Oh man, did I do?" You know, like then that's when the anxiety starts kicking in. But I do realize that you're the other way around.
Yeah,
like, you're
not
like,
in that way. I'm like overthinking everything. Like, does he really mean to help me? Like, is he gonna, like what we talked about? Like, there was a guy that offered something for me.
And I'm like, "Jamaica, he's offering this. Just tell him X, Y, Z." And she's and
I'm like, because I don't really need it, you know, like, and that's where the overthinking part comes in. Like, I don't really need it, but you know, he did offer it without me asking, you know, and so then I didn't ask for it.
And I'm like, Jamaica.
My anxiety get the best of me. But I do wanna work on that more, because like when people offer to help without me, like when somebody hears something that I'm going through and they say, do you need this, or do you need anything? Like, I want to be like, well, yeah, this would be nice, So it's just hard. But I want to work on that. So hopefully I get better at that this year.
Yeah. Another thing for me that I've, aside from all of this, is really trying to balance out like my work and like my life, right? And really like stay like out of my schedule, because I literally like go to gym. I mean, I go to work, go to the gym, and then I come home, eat, and then knock out. But really trying to figure out more of that balance so that I don't just do that, because then I'm like, it's the same thing again over and over again, and I can't really enjoy it, Like now the gym feels like a chore sometimes, versus something that I enjoyed doing before.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing I have worked on, this past year. It's like having more of a routine. Like I said, I want to stop saying like, I want to wake up early, like I want to be able to wake up earlier and feel more productive and not feel as rushed in the morning. I always say that, but then I would never do anything. And so for like the past almost 2 months now, I've been like, waking up at 6 every morning, sometimes earlier. And like, I feel like I have so much more time in the morning to just get ready, like, and not rush out the door and still be late to work, Like before, I would wake up just enough time to like rush through a routine in the morning, not eat anything, rush out the door, and still get to work late, like,
Right.
And so now I feel like my anxiety is a little lower. I'm a little bit more calm in the morning. Like I have the extra time to just slow down and eat in the morning here, instead of like having to grab something really quick at work and like eat before I start doing stuff, or eat while I'm doing stuff. So, I do feel a little bit better about that. And I have been like, going to bed at a more reasonable time too. Like I'm in bed about at the latest 10, unless it's a night that I can't sleep. But sometimes, like the other night, I went to bed at like 7. I was like,
and I used to have that, and but it's hard in Chicago. Like I used to go to the gym at 5 in the morning, and that helped me, because then I can shower at the gym, I can get ready at the gym, and then the gym to the school that I'm at is literally like a 5-minute drive. But in the winter,
yeah, it takes a little bit more. Yeah,
I'm like, I don't want to be up at like 4:30 to get to the gym at 5. That I'm like, I can't.
It is a lot harder to do stuff, which is why I was surprised that I started swimming lessons in the wintertime. Like, but like when you are really interested in something and you really want to do it, there are less things that will get in the way. Those excuses will always be there, but they're less likely to get in the way when you're really into it and really invested in it.
Right.
Which is why I feel like I've been more consistent with like that morning routine, because I've been really like more invested into like doing the things instead of like wanting to do the things. And I think a lot of that has to come with like, or has come with the weight loss. Like I'm not going to look like the same person. So why am I going to act and be like the same? Like why am I still like limiting myself, like, and I just don't want to limit myself anymore. And so, yeah, I feel good about that. I feel really motivated, and it helps to see it physically. So sometimes,
it does.
Sometimes I see it physically, other times I don't. But,
no, it does, because I remember when I was consistent with like the gym and eating, the nutrition part of it, like I still get, and I've been trying like every year, that is a goal for me, like really work on my meal prepping and really not trying to eat out as much, but just like the stress at work just really doesn't help. But that was another thing too that was on my thing of like the meal prepping, eating better, but also trying to continue to do things on my own, and because I've been wanting to, one, find a better gym. I mean, the gym that I'm at is not bad. It's just it's overly packed.
Yeah.
And two, really actually put my effort into doing Pilates, because I enjoyed it so much, but it's just super expensive for those that go to Pilates.
No, I've thought about it, like the Pilates with like the machines.
Yeah, the reformers.
Yeah, I want to do that.
But it's so expensive. Like classes are so expensive, and I've been wanting to do the hot Pilates, like in a hot room. Because because I did, what was that, Legree or whatever, that, what is it called, Body Pilates or Body Studio or something. And I enjoyed it. I did, and I sweat so much in it, and I like the feeling of it because it makes me feel like I accomplished something. And classes were like, I can't remember, they were like 30, 35, I can't remember, but like 35 each week is a lot, or even 20 each week is a lot, you know.
That's a lot. I mean, that's what I used to do with pole. Pole was like breaking my bank.
Right. So, you know, like I had to really think about it, but you know, I've been wanting to go back and maybe get an actual year membership, to really push me to do it. Cause I've seen girls do Pilates and like, they look nice, that they don't look like, compared to girls that go to the gym consistently and they look a little bit more muscular than, you know, Pilates, cause Pilates is your own weight usually. So I want to balance of both, like Pilates, gym, and then my fun cardio would be the tour classes, you know. So, but I'm also don't want to spend so much money.
Yeah, it's hard because I'm also like, oh, I spend money on everything the fuck else. So why can't I spend money to like improve myself? I mean, you know, like I make a reason to like spend money elsewhere, you know, like, or it's easier to decide to spend money elsewhere. And when it's something, I don't know what the hell just dropped, but when it's something else, like I have to do a little bit more convincing. Even if it's something healthy for me, I have to do a little bit more convincing, the money wise.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm quick to spend. I mean, I haven't bought nothing too crazy expensive recently. So I don't know.
But you quick to go out to eat or something, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, well, yeah.
Or to a bar, but like, because you could spend that $30 at a bar or a restaurant.
No, bro, we went to this. No, it's because you made me think right now, bro. We went to but that's just my bougie self, bro. Yeah. Like we went. What was the place called? It was called Lola's, I think. And it's near, like, it's only like a 3-minute drive from like the Flint Market area. And we had gone in there, and I was like, you know, whatever. At first, I wasn't even but it's one of those places that like, would you like sparkling or still water? Like before,
you know, they expensive.
right. But that's just my bougie self. I'm like, oh, this place looks nice. And I've been wanting to go to more restaurants like that because, you know, just trying to really put that in my head, the lifestyle that I want.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I'm always like, give me sparkling because I don't like still water. For all I know, it's water from the sink. So
are you too good for sink water?
Huh?
You too good for
sometimes
sink?
I don't know what sink you're getting that from. So so I'm like, give me sparkling water then. And I like sparkling water. Leave me alone.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with sparkling water, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting water from the sink sometimes either.
If I'm at my house, you know, it's in their mind. Since at my house, I don't even trust the sink water in my house. If they were to tell me it's from what do you call it, the gallon thing of water, fine, we'll go ahead. But I'm like, sometimes I don't know. It's at a restaurant, I don't know. It's probably, yeah. So anyways, that bill, okay, that bill, and I think me and her only had one glass of wine each. And the sparkling water, and we shared a salad, okay?
And the sparkling water.
And we shared a salad because the lady was like, that salad is big enough to feed both of y'all. Which props to them, because usually they don't tell you that stuff, you know?
And then you got this big ass salad.
Right. And then, like, you know, I'm not even halfway through, and I'm full. So she's like, you know, if I were you, I'd split it. I said, great. So we had the salad. We split the salad, we split the appetizer, and we split dessert. Okay, so technically it was like a dinner for
one meal.
what? Yes. Yeah. That bill came back $100
for a salad.
for the salad, the appetizer, and the dessert, and a glass of wine, or 2 glasses of wine, technically speaking, and the water.
Oh, you had to pay for the water?
Yeah,
because it was sparkling
water. I'm like, I mean, hence the place was good. Like, I mean, salad you can't really like mess it up, I guess. But the appetizer.
Damn, how much was the salad?
I can't remember right now. I just remember it said $96 on the bill.
Okay, let's see. If you got glass of wine might run you $14 each. That's $28.
Right.
So we looking at what, 70, like $68 maybe for everything else.
I guess, yeah.
$68 for one person's meal. That's a lot.
For a salad, a dessert, and one appetizer.
Yeah, for like, let's say we could pretend like one person went.
Right.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
And like they had their leftover salad for the next day, right? Like, you know, right. That's how I'm like.
Well, I guess if you consider leftover salad the next day, maybe it's not that bad.
But I'm like 96. I said, what? And then that's how I was like, Anna, why are you even, you know, because then we split it, right? It's $50 each. Yeah. Right? That's a Pilates class. and plus some, you know, like.
Right, yeah.
But then we did, no, wait, it gets worse, okay? Then I'm like, of course, my bougie self. Then we went to Fulton Kitchen or whatever, because there was going to have like a Roomba night or something, right? So we go. And we go order our drinks. We ordered a Paloma, y'all. Like, simple as drink.
It should be like $7. 10 max.
No. It was almost done $20 each.
You should have left that Paloma where it was at. $20 for a Paloma?
Let me check my bank account right now. I'm pretty sure. And the messed up part is that they added a gratuity thing on it because it said a group charge or something.
A group of two?
Right. I'm like, it is 2 of us. What are you talking about? Like a group charge. I'm gonna look right now because I want to say I have a $40 charge.
$40 for two Palomas.
Yes, because I'm pretty sure
y'all should have left them Palomas right where they was at.
Let me see. Let me just see. See, Lola's $48.
A Paloma should be $10 max.
Fulton Market, 40.66. That's right here. So that's 48 plus 40. That's done $100.
That's 2 Pilates classes
and some. Like, you know, I sat there like I looked at my bank account yesterday and I'm like, what was I thinking, bro? You know, But no, like, I mean, the restaurant wasn't, you know, as bad or whatever. But the $20 Palomas, I sat there and I'm like, what? Like, they weren't even that good. Like, super sour. I mean, I guess I got a glass of wine for free while I was there. I don't know. I don't know.
That's still a lot.
But that place was interesting. Like, that place was also very, very bougie, more bougier than me. But, how do I say this? It was $20 for Paloma was a lot. I was like, I gotta gone to Camino, that would have been $7.
$7
at Camino.
Yeah, $7.
You know, but oh well.
That's crazy.
You live and you learn. Now I know not to go there unless I'm with a man.
That is crazy.
And
it's the same damn drink.
And it's better at Camino's. And they even put tahini in for people that like tahini, they put tahini in Camino's. They didn't put no tahini.
Talk about for the people that like tahini. I'm like the only one that'd be like, no tahini.
No, I'm sure there's other people, but yeah. That's like a $13 difference. You know? And like, but also like they charge us $3 each for the group charge. Like
it was $3 each?
Because it was 6, so I'm just dividing it by 2.
Oh, okay.
It was $6 for that group charge. So I'm like, what? And then no, but imagine this. So imagine you're drunk, and you don't see that group charge, and you tip them on top of that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do that.
Like they getting tips then, bro.
I'm sure a lot of people do that.
They probably making decent money off them tips. So yeah, learn from my mistake.
The point is we can do the things that we want to do if we make stop making excuses.
Right. Don't be me and spend $40 on 2 palomas.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to a better year.
Yes, and we're hoping to travel to Thailand.
Yeah, hopefully. I do want to take at least 6 trips, 3 of them being to places I have not been to. Whether that's in or out of the country.
I just want to travel as much as I can. Agree, going to places I've never been to. I've thought about Thailand. We've had that conversation, Jamaica and I. My sister and I have thought about Tokyo. And my cousin Claudia wants to go. She said I'm
Tokyo.
In. Yep. You, me, and Leo have talked about Nashville.
We have. I forgot about that.
So hopefully.
But I've been to Nashville, so it wouldn't count towards my 3. But it would count towards the 6.
Point is, so we've thought about Nashville too.
Yeah.
I do want to try Puerto Escondido in Mexico because I've never been to that part of Mexico before, and I heard the beaches are really nice. To hopefully, and I do want to take a solo trip. So I've thought of like a beach because it's safer to do a solo trip in that.
No, low-key, I was thinking even if you guys don't go to Thailand, I was going to go by myself.
Well, if you were to stay at a resort, I feel like it'd be a little bit safer than,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm down for Thailand.
I don't know. I mean, are they really like snatching people in Thailand?
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know.
But like, for example, Seoul, like they don't like foreigners in Seoul.
Yeah.
So I'd be like,
well, they don't like foreigners at a lot of places.
I mean, that's true too. Well, I heard Dubai is the safest, so
I do want to go to Dubai.
I have thought about it too, but then tickets are.
But I want to go to Dubai, like first class, like on like the Emirates flight.
You know how much those tickets are?
I know.
$20,000.
I know. That's a hopeful dream. Maybe I'll meet a rich man.
That's the only way I'm going on first class.
I do want to take a first class trip, but it needs to be a long trip. Like I'm not gonna take first class like for like.
You know what I wanted
3
to do?
3 hours. Like I want to like really experience first class.
You know what I wanted to do? Like, do you remember? I think you had shared it with me, or I had shared it with you, but it was that like that bougie plane that does like trips within the U.S. But it's like,
maybe it was a lot of money though. I think, wasn't it? I think I did share it with you.
Right. But like to be able to say like you went on a private plane though.
Oh yeah.
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 So I was looking for that for New York.
Yeah.
It was too expensive. But I was looking for that for New York because I was like, oh, that'd be like, a fun little thing to do. But the flight's only 2 hours. And I was like, like I would rather like go to California and that because it's like a little
really
bit longer.
Experience it, yeah.
Versus than like New York. So that's like, I'm like, maybe I won't do the Emirates with you because there's 20,000, but maybe I could do the.
Well, I'll do Emirates when I meet a rich man.
But I'll do the other one.
Or come up on some money.
Right, unless I save up starting as of today.
And go in like years. But
because I agree. I do want to experience first class somewhere. That's not like the first class we experienced going to Mexico. We were like row number 1.
Yeah, like I want like legit first class. Yeah.
Yes, where I can get as many drinks as I can.
Like where the fucking seat turns into a bed type shit. Like that's what I want.
Right. Who knows? Maybe it's cheaper with going to Thailand.
I'm pretty sure like I would do it for a long flight like that. I'm gonna look and see.
Yes, because economy, like...
Because, like, once you're in Thailand, it's not expensive at all. Like, their stuff is, like, cheap. Like, compared to, like, our money. Like, their stuff is cheap. So, like, the most expensive thing is going to be the flight.
Right. That was us with Seoul. I think the flight round trip was for about $1,500. But, like, the hotel, which we didn't stay at a bad hotel, was a nice hotel. I think it wasn't even like $200 each of us. I can't remember. And I only took about $250 for the 3-4 days that we were there. And at the very last, like, we were trying to just spend it to spend it. Like, I bought a flower bouquet because I didn't know what else to do with my money, even though the flower bouquet wasn't coming back, you know. Like, it was just to spend it because I didn't know what else to spend it with, you know. So that might be kind of like Thailand, right? Like, we might just spend it towards the end. And we ended up with money. Like, Wendy has 2 bills that she's like, I'm keeping it as souvenir.
I always bring some back. I have a jar of like foreign money.
So that's
so
2024.
Here's to a good year.
That next podcast is going to be us talking about our trip to Thailand. Already manifesting, throwing that into the universe.
Yeah, our last episode is gonna be our trip to Thailand. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing these episodes. I know it's just hard for us because we both have full-time jobs, and so,
we're trying to do all this stuff that we just talked about.
Right, on top of all the other stuff we're trying to do and do a podcast, like, it'd be a lot. So, but it has been fun. I've enjoyed it. We just are looking forward to more. If you have any suggestions on topics for the podcast or where you would like for us to go, and like we said, if you know a teacher or you are a teacher,
if things sound weird because they had to cut out the contract thing, just know that it's because I had to ask if we can.
But make sure you follow us on social media at MBS Pod on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
And our lives are probably going to be on Mondays now. Just because we had, even this past Monday, we got like a decent amount. It just seems Monday's the best day.
Engagement is a little bit better on Mondays. Plus, our episodes come out on Mondays, so I feel like it helps. So, thanks for listening.
Happy New Year.